I loved my experience in the Tupelo Public Schools all the way from the first grade through the 12th grade. I'm thankful for the foundation of knowledge that came from my being a student in the Tupelo Public Schools. I'm blessed by so many wonderful friends and relationships as a result of my years in the Tupelo Public Schools. When I was in high school, I attended Tupelo High School, which was located on Varsity Drive, where the middle school was located. That was the high school for me. And I enjoyed being involved in some student activities, including the student council and the Key Club. And I enjoyed participating. My sports team, I was a member of the Tupelo High School tennis team and was part of 3 district championship teams and part of teams that advanced to the state playoffs. Not to win, but to be a part of those.
I am a 2007 graduate of Tupelo High School and a product of the Tupelo Public School District. I was a Church Street champion before going to Milam, the middle school and the high school. At the high school, I was involved in student council, National Honor Society, and a variety of other just clubs and activities, as well as I loved performing the show choir, which was one of my niches. But I'm blessed to have been able to get the education that I received at Tupelo Public School District and look forward to continuing to give back and having my kids go to the Tupelo Public Schools one day.
Stuart was an outstanding student through the Tupelo schools, and we are so thankful and grateful for the teachers that she had during her 12 years in the Tupelo schools, actually 13 years, because she went to kindergarten and 1 through 12. Stuart mentioned that she was a part of the show choir at Tupelo High School. And that really, for her, that was your team. Mm-hmm. And it was a wonderful team that you represented yourselves, your families, our school district, our community in such a positive way. And I think if you were totally honest, you would probably say that the most important aspect of Tupelo High School for you, even though you're a wonderful student and a student leader, but was Tupelo High School show choir.
Dad's right. I've made the comment that I'd go back today if I could go back and be in the show choir. So it's definitely an important part that shaped who I am, and I feel like because of that I'm more confident, more willing to be outspoken and to lead. And I think there are a lot of other characteristics other than just being able to sing and dance that I gained as a part of the show choir at THS.
If Tupelo as a community has had any modicum of success, then the institution that would, from my perspective, deserve the most credit for that, and that's meant so much to our family now for multiple generations, are the Tupelo Public Schools. Certainly, families are a critical unit. Our churches are critical for our community, but I truly do believe that the public schools have been the single most important institution to help our community have the success that it's had, to become a regional medical center, to be a center for manufacturing excellence in our area, to be a retail center, to be a center for professional services to be provided, for Tupelo to be a multiple winner of the All-American City Award. I think that credit would have to go back to the Tupelo Public Schools for the foundation that the schools have provided for students now for generations, and certainly in our family for 2 generations. And Stuart has a younger sister, Lizzie, who benefited just as significantly from the Tupelo Public Schools. Both of my girls went to highly regarded private schools and achieved at a high level based on the foundation that they gained from the Tupelo schools, beginning with first grade all the way through kindergarten, all the way through 12th grade. Certainly I'm thankful as a parent that our high schools have not only a strong assortment of basic core classes, but that we also offer at the high school advanced classes, advanced placement classes, and accelerated classes. And I know both of my girls, Stuart and her younger sister Lizzie, took advantage of those classes, and I think the rigor that is associated with those classes prepared them and put them in a strong position to be successful in their university studies.
I agree with Dad and say that although the administrators and the staff members and anyone involved in a school district deserves credit, in my opinion, it all comes back to having good quality teachers. And as someone who chose to step into the education field, I was a 5th and 6th grade ELA teacher, and I know firsthand how much work, time, effort it takes to be a teacher who can impact lives of students. So I appreciate the Miss Wright and Miss Pittman and Miss Bailey and Miss Hosh and Dr. Milton and all the teachers who've touched my life in a way that have taught me and shaped me and given me the ability to think critically, and other gifts that no one can take away, even more than just the content knowledge that they gave me in my classes.
There was nothing like going to a Tupelo High School dance and having a group like Pooh Nanny and the Hurricanes to perform at either a homecoming dance or a graduation dance. It just didn't get any better than that. I don't know if this is, it's not funny, but the true story on myself is that when I was a 2nd grader at Joyner School, I decided that I didn't want to come to school. And so for a period of several weeks, my father, your grandfather, had to carry me into the school building, kicking and screaming, into Mrs. Moore's class. And once I would get there and get into a seat, I would calm down and I would make it the rest of the day. But for some reason, unknown then and unknown now, I was convinced that school was not where I wanted to be. And it's interesting that it didn't occur when I was in kindergarten or 1st grade, but in the 2nd grade. So that's one of my early memories of Joyner School, that I didn't want to go to school.
I would attribute a lot of where I am today to my experience in the Tupelo Public School District, specifically because of the quality teachers that I had and how much I enjoyed being in school. I made the decision in high school that I thought education was going to be my career path of choice. So in looking at colleges, I looked at Vanderbilt University, the University of Virginia, and Georgia, as they had top-ranked education programs in the Southeast. And I ended up deciding to go to Vanderbilt University. I chose not to get an education degree, but after completing my degree at Vandy, I went on to be a 2011 Teach for America Corps member in the greater Nashville region. And I taught 5th and 6th grade English language arts at a charter school there. Very blessed by that opportunity, loved my students, decided after that I wanted to step away from the classroom, kind of see other opportunities, and I'm currently the executive assistant to the superintendent and deputy superintendent at the Achievement School District. Our district's mission is to move the bottom 5% of performing schools to the top 25%. So we're part of the education reform movement in Tennessee, and I feel blessed to be a part of that and helping to shape and change the education of students in Tennessee and some of the lowest performing schools.
I think that the education that I received from the Tupelo Public Schools gave me a strong preparation and basis for enrolling at the University of Mississippi, earning my undergraduate degree. I received a Bachelor of Arts degree in political science, and then after a one-year break in schooling, of enrolling in the University of Virginia's Colgate-Darden Graduate School of Business Administration and earning a Master's of Business Administration degree. I think that my exposure and my work in all of the basic broad primary coursework English, math, science, history, speech, and electives like speech and others, that it prepared me to hopefully be able to have some level of proficiency in both in reading and in the written word, and maybe even in a small way in the spoken word. I was a student in the Tupelo Public Schools when the full integration of the Tupelo schools occurred. I was in junior high school. I don't remember if it was 7th grade or 8th grade. I attended Milam Junior High School for the 7th, 8th, and 9th grades. And I give thanks for the community leaders who made the decision that the Tupelo Public Schools were going to be maintained in our community, that the full integration of the Tupelo Public Schools was going to be done as seamlessly as possible. And I'm so thankful for the wisdom of those community leaders, both that would be administration for the school district and just private leaders in the community that recognized then, as it still is now, that our future is based on our support of our public schools.